So in this video, we're gonna unpack why you don't feel motivated right now, what's secretly keeping you stuck, and I'm also gonna show you how to get your motivation back with a couple of mindset tricks that I use. I know I'm not alone in this, but every couple of years or so, I would feel an urge to change my life and I'd jump onto some new business opportunity that was going to be the magical answer to that. And then when it actually didn't work out because I didn't have the self-confidence to do what it takes, I'd hold on to that experience and I'd consider it an example of how I don't ever stick to things. I'd beat myself up that I didn't achieve that unrealistic goal. But obviously, my expectations were unrealistic, right? I was trying to start things and not give it time to blossom and give myself time to actually learn to do them. I would say that my biggest lesson in all of that is do or don't do, but no buts. I used to say that, saying I'll try, that's actually a good thing. But really what it was is just a recipe for feeling awful afterwards. So I'm committed to the things that I actually want to do that are aligned to my values, and I'm finally seeing the success that I wanted. So an example of this is when I was finding it hard to start my YouTube channel. I didn't want to commit my free time to making videos. So not starting my channel was working for me because I remained in my comfort zone of lazing around. Another example was when I was finding it hard to start my cleaning business because deep down I felt if it became successful, I might lose the excuse that I had to stay in my secure job. In that case, not starting the business was working for me because it allowed me to maintain my excuses that were keeping me from becoming my higher self. When I figure out what I really believe about something, it helps me understand what's holding me back. And then I can think about it in a new way, remember what's important to me, and start feeling motivated and confident again. You know, I read something recently that really blew my mind because it just really put a lot of things into perspective for me. It's from this book. It says, behind all of the I can'ts are merely I won'ts. The I won'ts mean I'm afraid to, or I'm ashamed to, or I have too much pride to try for fear I might fail. Those are the prices we pay for having settled for and bought into our smallness. It's what we get for having played the victim and allowed ourselves to be programmed. It's the price we pay for having bought into negativity. It's what results from resisting the part of ourselves that is loving, courageous, and great. The way out is to become more conscious. Becoming more conscious means to start looking for the truth for ourselves instead of blindly allowing ourselves to be programmed, whether from without or by an inner voice within the mind which seeks to diminish and invalidate, focusing on all that is weak and helpless. The way out of this then is to start questioning everything. If you're new to this channel, you may not know that I've been doing a De-Influence Yourself series since January. And what I just read is such a huge part of de-influencing your life and your thoughts. By questioning if what we believe about ourselves, what we're capable of, and what we think our life should look like are just things that we picked up as kids, from movies, from church, from our culture, without ever asking if they're actually true for us. We accepted them without realizing it. And then we wonder why we feel so lost, confused, and unmotivated about life. Because when your life is based on someone else's idea of who you're supposed to be, motivation disappears. You start to feel like something's wrong with you, when really you just haven't been living in alignment with your own values and vision. I realized that setting unachievable goals was actually demotivating me, and it made sticking to my plan of action really hard. So when I finally started that cleaning business and that this YouTube channel, I decided to take it one step at a time instead of trying to do everything at once, right? I didn't just jump into having a full-time business and quitting my job and becoming a rock star at sales and signing up 50 clients all at once, because it would have been way too overwhelming. and I would have just given up. But instead, I took small steps like getting the business incorporated and then learning to get my first couple of clients. And I didn't try to change my life 100%. I improved by 10% each time. It's about taking small incremental steps that add up, and over time you're going to see that these consistent little steps towards your ideal future would have given you a giant leap. But there's no way that you'll be able to go from feeling unmotivated to getting things done without this next thing. The biggest obstacle that's getting between you and your motivation to do what needs to be done could be the lack of belief that it's worthwhile. I couldn't see how spending hours editing videos was going to get me closer to the vision that I have for my future. So I had to constantly revisit my plan and see if the goals and the tasks on my list were actually essential to the future that I have for myself. So if you're in this situation where you can't see how what you need to do will get you to where you want to be, then I would encourage you to refocus your attention on the results you'll achieve and not the effort it's gonna take to achieve it. If you can't see the point or the purpose of doing these tasks or having these goals, then it's probably time to remove them. Another reason that I would find my motivation being challenged is that deep down, I didn't really believe that I could stick to what I said I was gonna do. The limiting belief I had about myself and my ability to stick to things was helping me come up with more and more excuses. I had to forget all those other times that I started things and I didn't finish them. I had to let the past stay in the past. I had to work on my self-worth, believing that I deserve to have a happy and fulfilling life. If you're feeling unmotivated lately, it might not be because you're lazy. It might be because deep down you're chasing goals that don't align with what you really want. Maybe you're stuck because you don't believe you can follow through, or maybe you failed in the past, so you're scared to even try. But the truth is, motivation doesn't magically show up. It builds slowly through action, through clarity, and through believing that your effort is actually leading somewhere. So instead of waiting to feel ready, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today that's aligned with my values and my vision and the life that I want? Pick one step, all right? Just one. And if you're up for it, share it in the comments, because you don't need a massive life overhaul to feel inspired again. You just need to start doing things and start doing them from a place of belief. If this video spoke to you, like it, share it, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one in the De-Influence Yourself series.